Yeah, we back. Oh, I'd like to give a big shout out too to LeBron James, who called out the journalists that were asking him about Kyrie Irving. And he said, y'all ain't never asked me about what, Jerry Jones on
Shout
the Cowboys.
out to him. Yep.
I was proud of LeBron. He made that statement. He said, and when the journalist tried to interrupt him, he said, no. I'm talking now. You had a chance. You didn't ask me nothing about it. Yep. So I'm saying now, why you asked me about Kyrie Irving, you didn't ask me nothing about Jerry Jones.
And he said, have the same type of energy
you
have for one, have it for the other.
That's right.
It's only fair.
And I like how he paced himself. He was calm. He was cool. He was collective.
He just laid it on the line.
Analytical. He was very cautious about everything that he said.
He was reading the cue card.
It don't matter.
He wasn't reading no cue card.
Reading this cue card.
No, he wasn't reading no cue card.
That scene was straight out of the Jackie Robinson movie.
It was after the game.
The 42 movie, that scene was straight.
Card.
Y'all ain't seen the Jackie Robinson. That scene was straight out of Jackie Robinson.
He wasn't reading no cue card.
He was very intelligent.
He calling it like it is, man.
I hear you.
He had a point, man.
Yep.
So I'm proud of him. Back in the day, wasn't nobody speaking up. Bill Russell, who was the only one that would raise hell.
Kareem didn't Kareem do
Kareem, he protested like silently. He didn't make many verbal.
Okay.
Yeah. He protested like silently and held it up. So big ups to it.
But they didn't have as much of a voice now, and back then they were still trying to make.
Well, a lot of stars back then was making $100,000. I'm talking about mega stars making $100,000. I mean, these boys now making $100 million.
Yeah.
So you get up in the millions, your voice get louder.
Get much louder, much louder.
Like Kyrie Irving. Kyrie, like, I don't need no more money, man. I'm gonna say what I want to say right now, even though, in my opinion, he should have waited till he retired. Go on and get the money, man.
That's why I think. Right. That's why I think, and we were arguing about this. I feel as though they came to him, man, just apologize, because he was good. He was like, I'm good. I think people asked him or even begged him to do what he did, because he was solid. I'm good.
And in the scheme of things, we all got to admit, I love to watch Kyrie. Like, to me Kyrie, one of the funnest people to watch play basketball. He get the dribbling the ball high.
He can
go side to side. He gon' make the ball go in the net at the end. I'm talking about, without dunking on people, he one of the most exciting people to watch that
ain't no doubt about it, man.
But at the same time, he probably passed his prime. He probably look at it like, man, I ain't got to go out here so I can try to come back like Kaepernick in 5 years.
But me, as a poor person, it's hard for me to conceive passing up millions of dollars so that the world knows what I think.
Did you say you as a poor person, or you just talking about people?
I'm me, as a poor person, relatively poor.
Okay.
It's hard for me to conceive passing up millions of dollars to express myself.
But as a comedian, if they said, okay, you can keep on making all this comedy money, but you can't talk about this, and this.
They've already
and
done
you got to but when you do your shows, you pretty much talk about what you want to talk about. We just did a weekend now. We just did a weekend.
We just saw you now.
If they was like, you got to get off stage at this time, you got to do it this way, and you can talk about this. You can't say nothing about the Me Too movement. You can't say nothing about homosexuality. You can't say this, that. And then what would you do? You would walk away from comedy, which to me would be like, you going to walk away from millions of dollars just because they want you to talk away?
If it were that kind of money that he's looking at,
you'll say whatever?
I'd say what they told me, sir.
I don't believe that. I swear if y'all see it said, I swear if you see it
said.
But look.
I'm just quiet. I ain't saying
but once again,
but
once again, he said he's poor.
You see I'm quiet. I'm just looking at DC.
I am relatively poor.
No, I'm saying compared to those other guys.
He's like Warren Buffett and I only know like two people got more money than you, and I don't really know them personally. I just heard
of you must not know nobody.
I just seen the Forbes list the other day.
You must not know nobody.
Like 5 people.
I mean, I've done all right, but relatively speaking, these athletes now, man, come on, man, these guys getting $100 million, man.
Yeah,
but at some point, you feel like it's worth. You feel like the price is they saying here all this money, but the other thing is your soul. So at some point, Kyrie was like, "You want my soul? The hell with that money." My soul is mine.
I'm saying, see, between COVID and this, let's say Kyrie lost $25, $30 million. when you're a professional athlete, it's a small window. You cannot perform at that level but for 10 or 15 years. Then you're done.
How long do you keep
Say
your soul?
hold that and then say what you want to say when you're done.
Life ain't promised. You could die after you dribble your last dribble on the court. Have
So
a heart
what
attack,
good
and
is
then
it? So what good is
And
it?
then
to
you
have-
just die a regular black man. He wouldn't die no Indian Jew. He want
I'm
to
not-
die an Indian Jew.
Oh, you worried
or Hebrew
about-
Indian or whatever he want.
You worry about dying and leaving a legacy.
That's what he wanted to do. That's what he felt like. Obviously, he felt like that was worth
And
more
do
than
you
the
think
money
your
in the-
kids would care more about your legacy or about your bank account?
I think in the end, they have to respect that. In the end, if you do something and you throw away all this money for a certain reason, people gonna have to respect it.
And I
people
ain't
can just
talking
write
about
off and say,
thousands of dollars. I'm talking about millions of
So
dollars.
that means that's how important the other stuff was to him. That's exactly how important the other
So
stuff
basically,
was to
he
him, whatever
just,
it
I
was.
mean, he just went with his convictions.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't throw it away because he don't like money. He ain't crazy. Come
No,
on.
I'm
he
sure
ain't crazy.
his
You know what I'm
mindset
saying?
is, I got more than I'm gonna spend. But what about just make all you. What about your what you call people that live after you gone?
Oh, your children's children?
Your children. What you call your descendants?
Descendants?
Right. I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure he still got enough of the sentence.
He got enough, but he don't have. He don't have that 40 million that he lost.
Okay, so you can you can leave people billions of dollars, but if you don't leave them no character and you don't leave them no real legacy, is more than money.
Hey,
Like I
man,
got all this money.
I wish
and
my
money.
daddy would leave me some millions. To hell with that character. I get my own character. You leave
Yeah, you got a lot
me
of money.
enough million, I'll make a character.
You know, but
You got a lot of people living off of their
back in the day.
parents'
You know, he went
inheritance
with his
that ain't had no
convictions.
kind of character.
It cost him a lot of money too.
Who?
Not that it's all
Muhammad
about
Ali.
money.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali
But-
was like, I'm
But
not
in
doing
the scheme
this.
of things, Muhammad Ali is known for being the greatest man of all time, just
Right.
about, and on
The
top of
greatest
that,
what?
man of all time.
Nah,
One of the
I
greatest.
ain't never heard
Greatest
that.
Okay, greatest boxer of all
Look,
time.
man,
But
he's
as a
greatest
man, he
boxer
stood
all
for
time.
something.
He
stood
was a
for
hoe.
something. He stood for something.
Yeah,
As a man, you always get. As a man, if you stand for something, you get a pass. If you a womanizer, man, I ain't worried about no man.
Yeah, but I'm saying, don't call him greatest man of all time.
Right? No, not the
I mean,
greatest man of all time.
they said Martin was a womanizer.
Right,
But in my
right.
mind, he was the greatest man of our time.
I mean, I think he don't get publicized.
He ain't make no
properly.
money.
He don't get like they only publicize the most docile version of Martin Luther King that they can, where they don't put the more militant spin that he had in some aspects.
I've seen some controversial stuff. About
Right, it ain't all
he
easy
wasn't no
going,
punk
turning the
now.
other cheek.
Yeah, he
It
wasn't no
was
punk.
more militant side to him.
Yeah.
And definitely, they don't never shine no light on the economical side of building. They ain't never
Well,
gonna talk
he
about
wasn't
that part.
that economic, and then being a martyr like he was, like Kyrie is semi trying to be. It don't pay, man.
It doesn't.
Martin Luther King children, man, they sold his Bible, man. They needed money, and he basically was responsible for all of us making a whole lot more money, but you don't get paid for that. You don't get paid for being that kind of hero.
At some point, I can't never be mad at what people give up for their beliefs. Right? Some people got beliefs where they celibate. They give up, some people give up stuff like, it's hard to give up coochie. What you believe in? What the hell you believe? I believe in God like the next nigga. I love Jesus. But at the same time, we're going to have to give and take some things sometimes.
I don't believe he would ask me to do that.
Just saying.
It's something in the Bible that say.
For they believe.
It's something in the Bible that say replenish the world or something like that.
Recklessly
fruitful
replenished.
So I ain't mad at him now. Not that money is everything, which brings me to my friend Reverend Jamal Bryant. Reverend Jamal Bryant has gotten national attention this week. He came on social media and said that his church, he's at New Birth now, replacing
Bishop Eddie Long.
my friend Eddie Long. And he said that he's trying to push the church into going into the cannabis business. Well, what you think, JJ?
I think they're gonna run him back to Baltimore.
That's where he's from. He's from Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds like a hustler mentality.
His claim is that he can increase the church membership in large if he has a church-sponsored cannabis company and they farming cannabis, weed, right?
I don't understand how the two go together.
Well, he claims that's how he can get all the young cats to come to church.
So light your joint and turn to Psalms 102.
Man, I think he like, I walk in church every day and I'm smelling this smell. Every day
So while
I
you
smell
take
this smell
communion-
around on my members.
Take communion.
Who is giving them this
pass your
weed? We
blunt
could do
Well,
that.
he
with your communion.
said on one post, you know, he was talking about how he liked the smell, you know.
I mean, so it's at some point everybody gonna have to understand that weed is really gonna be a medicine. You could look at it like a medicine, like a cigarette, like a recreational thing. It's gonna get to that point and it's gonna be decriminalized. So at that point, it's like, can a church have a tobacco farm?
I've never heard of one, but I guess
But
you
if
could.
they did, would you look at it like, y'all niggas ain't churchy? Y'all don't believe in God? This ain't the same. I mean, because it's a tobacco farm.
Well, alcohol legal. Your church have a liquor store?
If they selling red wine and they marketing it as communion, then that actually is within the line of what they should be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Would nobody be in the church if it wasn't for you talking about fidelity and stuff? I mean, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a hit or miss, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily think they need. I think there's ways to make money without
the
growing weed
problem
as a
I
church.
got is
I'm not with
he's
it.
saying that it's a way to produce more members, a la more money.
Right.
But if it's all about money, then let's go in cocaine and make more.
Right.
But that's illegal though.
He ain't
Wow.
trying to get locked up. He is the
That's
pastor.
illegal. Now if it was legal, I'm quite sure you had some of those, what is it, cocoa plants running around. Going
Well,
around.
this is going to prostitution. That's illegal too.
Yeah, over here it is.
Oh Lord.
You gotta go back to Las Vegas.
But if that's the
Nevada.
case, he could have a chain of strip clubs,
DC.
He could have
and that is legal.
And
And it could be, and he could say it's
Yes.
the church.
Well,
And I know
missionary-
Jamal. He my buddy.
So the-
I talked to him. I talked to him Thursday.
So the usher.
So
will
I
usher
mean,
you
even though
in
it's legal,
Sunday,
that doesn't mean that it's moral,
And Sunday
I agree.
night be on the strip.
I agree.
bar.
right?
That's what I'm talking about.
But I will say this: cannabis is a hell of a drug, and if somebody got a church, and I don't go to church, I might go hang out at that church if I can smoke in the church.
Right, I do feel you because I'm an
section
avid
to
smoker.
the
I'm
left. All
a
my
heavy
weed
smoker. I am
smokers
so.
to the left.
But at the same time, I mean, why you can't smoke before? Like, I ain't come to church. Like when I get to church, I'm impatient. I ain't let the pastor sit there and spark up a blunt. It's like I'm watching the 85 South show. I'm like, hell no, you better open the Bible up and tell me something. Read the scripture. I don't even like the pastor just to be talking around rhyming and shit the whole time. I need to see a scripture. Tell me something about it that I don't see on the face value. Otherwise, I don't what I'm doing here. Why I even come here? So, you know, I ain't there to see the pastor shucking and jiving, smoking blunts and shit. That'll get on my nerves.
I just think some things don't go.
piss me off.
You
some
think? What
things
you
don't
think,
go.
JJ?
I just don't think something. I don't think some things go.
That's kind of where I am on.
Yeah, some things just don't go together.
I know all the arguments. I can make some
I just don't.
for it, but you know, even if you believe that, I just don't. Now,
Think that.
if the church, I understand they own. Oh, thank you, man. I understand they own a lot of property. Who you lease the property to is your. But to say that you're gonna actively engage in it, to me, is kind of. And then, if you are smart, and in that position, even if you are right there's some things that are gonna be detrimental to your position. You know, I read a lot of the comments. Overwhelmingly, they like dissing him. You know, on social media. So even if what you're saying is right, you know, you gotta use some common sense and know that. Now, nobody in a certain age group is gonna go along with that. And I mean, a lot of people ain't gonna go along with it, but particularly in a certain age group, they're gonna be like, oh,
60s and up ain't dealing with
tripping. And if you look at, you talking about the money, if you look at who's giving the money, it would seem to me that you would kind of walk that line because you don't want to run them out of there because they probably giving more, and I'm just putting business pencil to it, they probably giving more. One 60-year-old is probably giving more than 5 or 6 of the 20-year-olds that you're going to get to join because you selling cannabis.
I agree. In a traditional church, in
like
a traditional church with traditional pews, with traditional stained glass windows and stuff, in the organ, then the elderly people or the older people of the church are holding the burden in terms of tithes and offering. But in these new churches where they online every day, they got 3. It's a service or is it a show? They doing 3 shows a day. We don't even do 3 shows. You know what I'm saying? What they doing? They doing it for the only reason you add a show is what? For money, ain't it?
That's right.
Ain't that, if they add a 3rd show, it must be enough. It must be some money. DC doing a 3rd show on a Saturday. Shit.
Oh,
They pay him.
it's going down.
So you already know he doing 3 shows on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Facts.
It's about the money. So, I mean, in the scheme of things, man, in the scheme of things, it's a way to do everything, and I don't. You can't do it that way. You know what I'm saying? You can't
agree.
do it that way.
It's
You know?
Not that I mean, and it's legal, the cannabis thing. Here was what I suggested. Jamal, my friend, man. If the church got all this land and they lease it to a company that's in that business, okay, you ain't got nothing to do with it. But to say you're gonna actively participate in doing, just lease it to Will and let Will
Do whatever you
let Will do whatever.
They'd
They'd be like, hey man,
I just lease.
we leased the land. And we leased the land.
All he want is
But
one
to
or
say,
two.
I'm gonna get out here.
He want 1 or 2 of these new parishioners. Like, think if he get Lil Baby to go to his church and Young Jeezy, all he needs is about 2 people to really buy in. 10%, a Lil Baby and Young Jeezy. He made it for good. He like, that's all the 6. Ain't no 60-year-old people like that. If he just get Lil Baby to join his church,
Yeah.
he good. Right?
He good.
I'm about to say,
In what sense is he good?
as long as you get 10% of Lil Baby, you made it.
Hey, I got a question.
First place don't mean you gonna get 10%. But let's just say
But if he get 3 of them, just the
if you
famous
got what was the dude that was killing all them people? But he's rich. So if he joined, would you would take his 10%? I mean, you doing the opposite of what you just said about Kyrie Irving standing for what you believe, blah, blah, blah.
we talking about a pastor
And you
who
talking
already
about
said
the
he
money.
finna make a weed for him for the money.
Hey, but question, does he
So
smoke?
would he do it? Yeah, he'll take
I don't
what
know.
Epstein, if Epstein wanted to
that
come
I
to
don't
his
know.
church and
He did say he likes the
smell
smell.
of it. Right. So, but if he smokes, that means he's also partaking in the harvest. That's almost like saying you're gonna put women on the street and you're gonna lease them on the street, but you ain't partaking. But you
Right.
are though.
Right.
I'm not judging him for smoking.
No,
You
no,
got-
no,
you got-
no. There's
you
no
gotta
judgment
test- you
here.
gotta
I'm just
test.
making. I'm just saying
I
the
don't think
fact.
it's the smartest thing in the
Right.
world to
Right.
do.
Well, it does say in the Bible,
in that
don't,
situation.
something about don't let your actions cause your brother to sin. So
Don't let what your actions what?
cause your brother to sin. So whatever you're doing, whatever he's doing, he's basically telling dope boys, "Oh shoot, mean, dude, you the biggest dope guy out, because that's being a dope guy. So you can't tell me not to sell drugs because, dude, you got a whole freaking weed farm. So I can sell my drugs. Yeah.
But it ain't legal yet. So now he's positioning his
cannabis is legal.
You're illegal.
Is
You're
it legal to
drug
just grow
dealer.
it like that? That ain't legal.
You're
to
legal.
just grow it like that.
You know, you gotta get a license and everything, but it's legal.
Right.
Yeah. But for that dope guy, his mind ain't thinking it's legal. All he see is you're a dope dude.
Yeah, you do it. I agree with you.
You doing yours. You got the papers, so you can't tell me what to do. You can't judge me because you selling drugs yourself, dude. So how you gonna come and tell me anything about God? Miss me with that.
The same way he got people on the usher board that don't get paid. People, you know, when you got a mega church like that, you got a gang of service committees where people working for free. Now these people gonna be working in the fields, tilling. All the people, it's gonna be a whole little. You ain't gonna start on the usher board. You gonna have to do 6 months in the field for you even get some white gloves. You gonna have some leather gloves.
Hey,
You gonna have, you know what I'm saying?
Wow,
It's gonna be layers of this. Don't think you're gonna make it to the deacon.
Yo, bro.
Deacons done
They're
spent
gonna be
15
singing
years.
their own spiritual stuff.
Hell yeah, way in the water.
Oh my God.
So they gonna have some new stuff. It's a new church, so they gonna have a DJ out there. But y'all niggas better work though. It's gonna be marvelous. It's gonna be very,
So
very.
wait, ball.
Yeah.
So you saying they
Wanna
finally
pick a
found a
little
way to
weed.
get niggas back to the field?
That's what he gonna do. I'm
Pick a
telling you,
little
baby.
weed while I'm on
He
my
gonna be like, we gonna
knees.
give you a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But you gonna go to work. And they gonna be doing it for free because they gonna be doing it for God.
They doing it in the name of Jesus.
Nah, they gonna be doing it.
Somebody come and do
They ain't
3
gonna be
shows.
doing it for God. They gonna be doing just like them slaves were doing. They be doing so that they can steal all they can steal while the master ain't looking.
I'm just saying, like if you did 3 shows on a Saturday, Sunday, any day, if you did 3 shows
I've done it.
and you had a feature, come work for free, or a host come work for free, or somebody who can't serve you all 3 shows for free, and you got a whole establishment that's gonna do it. That's what the church is. It's a beautiful thing. I know some of these people work on committees and they donate their time, but I'm just saying, be careful. If he see that you strong and able, he be like, no, come on out back. If you ain't cute, oh, come on out back, Miss Sally, Miss Silly, Miss ugly women, be careful. You ain't gonna be on the motherboard. You had to work your way up to cooking.
Bro, I was gonna say you need somebody to stay around and cook too.
Right, they gonna have to work their way up to cook. You be like, no, you gonna pick the peas, then you gonna cook the peas. You ain't just gonna cook them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent, one from the other. Merry Christmas.